What he just said is insane. Patrik Laine, when asked about if he can score 30 for Montreal, said he could score 40 or 50. Kent Hughes had some comments about the real reason they traded for Patrik Laine as well. And despite seeing Jordan Harris out the door, Patrik Laine has said he is ready to fill any void, to come in and bring a Stanley Cup to Montreal. We got to dive into all the quotes from Patrik, from Kent Hughes, and from a lot of people talking about the Habs on this episode of Habs Digest. But first, I wanted to thank the sponsor of this video, NordVPN. If there's one thing the Montreal Canadiens are stacked up on for the future, it is defense. And if you want to add an extra level of defense to your browsing, you need to try NordVPN, the fastest VPN out there today.
A VPN, or a virtual private network, encrypts your IP address so that when you're on a public network, that you can create your own private network within that, so you can enjoy the fun stuff on the internet like hockey.
Do you want to watch Habs Digest or a Habs game on the go securely and without an interruption? NordVPN has your back, and if you use code HABS, go to nordvpn.com/Habs, you get an exclusive discount to start browsing online with your VPN today.
But it's not just about speed, as David Savard has showed us time after time. NordVPN has you covered with their Threat Protection Pro. Think of it as your own personal Arber Xhekaj for your computer. Just as he protects the front of the net, we are keeping your system completely safe so you can really have fun while you're surfing the web.
So why wait? Elevate your game just like the Habs with NordVPN today. And if you go to nordvpn.com/Habs, you get an exclusive discount code, and it's 30 days money back guarantee, 24/7 support. They have other features like kill switch to kill your internet connection if your VPN ever drops unexpectedly, and it can be used on any device. So if you never wanted to miss an episode of Habs Digest, you never want to miss another Slafkovsky goal, Suzuki assist, Montembeault save, anything like that, go to nordvpn.com/Habs today and get your discount. Thank you very much to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. We're so excited. We're just going to get straight into this, Jesse. And obviously, we all know Patrik Laine was officially traded to Montreal alongside a 2026 second-round pick for Jordan Harris. No salary retention, none of that. And we know Patrik Laine is such a good player. We did a stream earlier. Go watch that for our full, unfiltered, live, raw reaction. There's some amazing stuff, but I wanted to get into some quotes, maybe one at a time. And the first one here from Kent Hughes, Jesse, was one that stood out to me. We'll get into Laine stuff a bit later, which is also amazing. But Hughes, when he was talking about Laine, this is just one quote. I suggest you go watch the full Kent Hughes interview. It was amazing. He said, we spoke to him about Montreal and the pressure that comes with this market. He didn't shy away from it at all. In fact, I think he's looking for this type of market to play in. And that's something Laine said a lot as well, Jesse. But the big thing from this is that Kent said they had a chance to talk to him this weekend. Him, Jeff Gorton, Marty St. Louis. They said Patrik seems to be in such a great headspace. Laine reflected that himself as well. He's ready to win, do whatever it takes to win. He wants to be in Montreal. When Kent said that, I mean, I was basically sold.
For sure. The fact that he wants to be a part of something, right? Which is when they're selecting players for this team, whether it's Slav or Demidov, they're looking for the players that want to be part of something bigger, right? It's not just the goal scoring, but it's contributing to winning hockey. And that was the biggest thing with Patrik Laine. It's like, are you going to buy into what we're doing here? Because if so, we'd absolutely love to have you. And it's been interesting to find out as a result of through these interviews, right, that Montreal was never on his no trade list. He was always interested. That door was already open. And he said he's liking the way that we're playing hockey, right? We're starting to hear more of that around the NHL, where players just like what Martin St. Louis, what this organization is doing. They want to be a part of it. So for me, like, that's just so exciting. And as we heard in the intro, like, he's not shying away at all. Like, he's coming guns blazing, ready to light up the lamps at the Bell Center and many other arena in the NHL, aiming for that 40 and 50. And you know what? When you're playing with that much talent, why not aim for that?
Absolutely, and that's the big thing with this interview, Jesse. And Laine, I think, as of the recording is, he's still live, so there's probably going to be some more stuff we got to talk about. But that's the big thing. Now, there were lots of questions to Laine about what it means to play in Montreal. Well, the first thing that he said is he didn't nearly need to be convinced, Jesse. He had experience playing in Canada when he was in Winnipeg, and he feels like Montreal is the biggest hockey market, which is what he wants. He said in his interview that he thrives on pressure. So it's very interesting to hear from Patrik how he feels playing versus, you know, how some other people maybe have said that he plays. And he was also asked about Columbus. He said that he didn't want to get into that too much. He said, what happened, we'll leave it in the past, but he's ready to win. He said, I'm not 19 anymore. I just want to win. And we'll get into what he said about goal scoring in a second, Jesse, but this is the kind of thing that I wanted to hear from Laine. He did not seem shy about it at all. He was super relaxed. He's like, listen, this is what I want. He said his phone was blowing up from phone calls, from texts. He got a bunch of texts from now Habs teammates. And I think bringing in a guy like that, who not only has that skill, but also is going to share in that passion with Montreal. And even if he wasn't 100% bought in, Jesse, the culture Montreal has built up is almost going to not force him, but just by exposure, you're going to buy into this new culture, this new happiness, this new drive to be better.
And he's getting some respect from me, right? We know the on-ice troubles, you know, some of the mental health issues, right? But like the fact to come to Montreal and say, I'm going to face these fears head on. Not only that, just off the ice, he's also creating an organization with his girlfriend to help people with mental health difficulties. Like, you have to salute that, right? Like, somebody coming from a situation, it's not easy. He could have taken another route, but he chose to come here where there's the pressure, right? But we got so much love for him in Montreal. Patrik Laine, you made an amazing decision, right? Because we're going to be here to support you. This is a new team with a new culture, right? And we're people that love our hockey, and we recognize the amazing talent and excitement that he brings. And this is why Patrik Laine is going to be beloved. Anybody who's coming and playing solid hockey, we know that's what we live and breathe for in Montreal. Patrik Laine is on a mission right away to come over and to really help this team, not only himself on the score sheet, but you have to feel like Josh, like, Kirby Dach has to be one of the happiest guys about this trade, because you have to feel like this is going to help unlock this very important, pivotal player for the Montreal Canadiens.
It's going to undock him. It's going to be amazing, right? He's going to finally have another elite line. Now, not to say Newhook's bad or anything, but like Dach was at his best when he had really good line mates in Suzuki and Caufield. And now he's likely going to get to play with Patrik Laine, an amazing goal scorer. And, you know, we saw Dach set up Caufield a number of times. He's going to be able to do the same thing with Laine. So absolutely, he's super thrilled about it. And Laine too, Jesse, like he said, I'm not 19 anymore. It's not just about the score sheet. It's about winning, and he said he's very much willing to mentor the young guys. That was part of what Kent Hughes said brought Patrik Laine in as well. He said he seemed really committed to helping the young guys grow, and just Kent Hughes said, hey, look, it's not all about the goal sheet, man. Just come in and do what you need to do to help the team win. Laine said he wants to be a better all-around player. But immediately after saying that, Jesse, a reporter asked him, hey, like, you know, do you think you can come back and be good this year and score 30 goals? He's like, yeah, like, you know, I don't know about 30. I could do 40 or 50. I've done it before. He just came out and just said that. He's like, I know I can do it. I've done it. I don't care how many I score, though. I just want to win and bring the cup back to Montreal. The confidence to say that. He's not wrong. I mean, he has a 44-goal season under his belt, and if you extrapolate some of his other seasons, he's very close to 40, much above 30. He's a point-per-game guy. This, to me, Jesse, is just what, like, I was just watching it, I was like, oh my God, like, swept off my feet. I was like, because that's real. This dude could put up 40 goals this year. The Habs could have multiple 40-goal scorers this year, which is one of the most insane things I've said in my entire life as a Habs fan.
Just having that confidence, right? Like, he didn't need to come out and say that. He knows that, you know, we take what these players say very seriously, right? And the fact that he's just coming out, and not only that about the 40, 50 goals, but again, mentioning what's the goal of this 40, 50 goals? To win a cup, like saying it right away, bringing it back to Montreal, what his kind of goal is, right? And that's why this deal happened. It wasn't something that Kent did just kind of over half a night. This happened, he revealed, over the course of weeks, right? Where they were doing their homework, they're having their internal discussions, but all kind of came to a point where this past weekend, where Martin St. Louis, Jeff Gordon, and Kent Hughes were all able to speak with Patrik Laine together. And you'd have to feel not only is that good for the Montreal Canadiens, but that must have been nice for Patrik Laine as well to have a meeting with potentially his new coach, the new organization, get to meet kind of everybody at once and kind of make him kind of feel assured in his decision that he's making, right? Because he wants to succeed. He wants to go to a situation where he can be successful. So the fact that he believes the Montreal Canadiens is the place for him to do that says a lot about this team.
Yeah, it says a lot about this team. It says a lot about this management. It says just a lot about what we're buying into right now as Habs fans. And I mean, you know, the emotional intelligence that I saw some people talking about on Twitter of Kent Hughes, Jeff Gordon, like the whole front office is absolutely amazing. Like, these moves that they're making are all very smart. They're all very calculated. Like, I mean, they're just cooking. I'm going to play this animation as many times as I can because for good reason. I mean, Jesse, you look at this offseason. They drafted Ivan Demidov. They drafted Michael Hayes. They drafted many other players in that draft, of course. They went and they signed Juraj Slafkovsky to an 8-year extension. They signed Arber Xhekaj to a 2-year extension. They signed Justin Barron to a 2-year extension. They went out and traded for Patrik Laine, and they signed Cayden Guhle to a 6-year extension. 5-year, 6-year? I actually forget. I think it was 6-year, right? So all of that together, and they're probably still not done, is absolutely insane. But before we end off the video, I just wanted to give another shout out to Jordan Harris. We did this in the stream. As the Habs Twitter even said this, merci Jordan, the French accent. Sometimes it comes out, whatever. Thank you, Jordan. for your work on both sides, both on the ice and in the community. Was a fantastic guy to have in the community. Was an awesome guy to watch play hockey, Jesse. He's going to have a great time in Columbus, I'm sure. I really wish him the best. And, I mean, in a trade for Patrik Laine, you got to do it. But it does always suck to see one of these guys that have drafted, developed, had so high on their list finally get shipped out.
For sure. But this is a player that is going to have a career in the NHL. He's, you know, he definitely deserves his spot, right? And the fact that he just skates so well, he suits the game well. He just didn't have quite that niche with the Montreal Canadiens. We could kind of see the writing on the wall that was probably now after Kovacevic, the next player to kind of go, right? Definitely, that being said, the pitcher gets a lot clearer on defense for the Habs now, as well as the pitcher on offense, which I think can be helpful in certain ways when you really want to get the image of this team. The water isn't so muddy now. Okay, we kind of have a good idea of this is who goes where and so forth on offense as well, right? Which I think is so important for kind of taking that next step of having a clear identity of who this team is, who to expect there, you know, and everything else, right? But we definitely wish Jordan Harris all the best. A really cool young man, very smart young man. We're wishing him all the best.
Best of luck to Jordan Harris. Amazing guy to have on the squad. I'm sure Columbus, you'll treat him well. But guys, let us know your thoughts, reactions, everything. There's probably going to be a lot more Laine content coming out over the next few days, so stick around for all that if you enjoy. But in the meantime, if you enjoy, leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, because we got videos every single day about Laine, about so much more as we head into this upcoming season. I'm so excited. I'm Josh Gosse, for my co-host Jesse Poirier. We'll catch you in the next one.